Thank you for tuning into this episode of My Intuition Speaks Patois. And done no social love talk. How's everybody feeling? Okay. Because I'm feeling worthy, honey. I am worthy. I'm worthy of the things I desire. I'm worthy of the friendships I create because I support them the way they need to be supported. I'm worthy of the love in my life and so much more. I could go on because the abundance in my life and yours is evident every single day. Okay? Be grateful. Be grateful. Have gratitude daily. Look around at your situation. Look around at the things that you have and have nothing but gratitude. I promise you there is a long list that you can create for yourself. Now, getting into the energy, last week Mercury was running the show, and for myself that was looking like a lot of hard conversations between me, myself, and I. For you, it could have been the same, and even when it comes to communicating with others or having those hard conversations with others as well. And because Mercury rules communication, intellect, success, and other energies of this nature, there's this vibe of self-improvement with the guidance from the divine, of course. Because just know that if you find yourself trying to make moves, trying to do this, just trying to make things happen, it's not gonna work. Okay? We are co-creating. You must tap in to the divine. You must tap into yourself and recognize that your intuition is your greatest guide, that your intuition should really be your only guide. When you do have that communication with yourself, you will begin to understand just how much things move on divine timing rather than your own. So with this energy, have those conversations. Okay? Don't be afraid, because people hear Mercury and they want to hear retrograde after it so bad. Okay? Like, yes, there can be miscommunication and doubt during this time, but it takes remembering who you are and what you desire for yourself in order to harness this energy and make it work for you. There's actually a few planets going through retrograde, and just to name a few, Uranus and Chiron. So Uranus being a planet that breaks down a lot of the BS in our life. A lot of us are experiencing life without the rose-colored glasses at this point. We're looking around and we no longer see the way the world used to be, which was honestly this fake outlook, this completely off idea of what life should have been. We know what's going on. We know the systems that have been set up for our destruction. And then we've got Chiron, okay, which has to do mostly with our healing and what we've learned from it. So there's a lot of radical change going on right now. And even though that energy was sitting in last week, you better believe, love, that it is making its way over. Okay, it is making its way over, and I really want you guys not to approach this with fear. Okay, because at the end of the day, life is happening for us, not to us. All right. So in my last episode, I touched on the fact that I've been trying to disassociate myself with the word anxiety and instead call myself out for the ways I've been depriving myself, my body, my mind, and other aspects that we're going to be getting into. Taking us back a little bit, I started experiencing physical panic attacks in my senior year of high school. And I say physical panic attacks because I've grown to realize that I've actually been experiencing these episodes ever since I was a young child. I was just a lot better at hiding it. When I got to high school, I was having like physical reactions to my anxiety, shaking, breathing heavily, not giving myself any time to breathe, not giving myself any time to recuperate. Sometimes I felt like everybody and anybody was out to get me. There were times that I had to just sit down and hug my knees and just try to get it together, and it was just a terrible feeling. But when I got to high school, I actually dreaded high school all 4 of my years. But it was mostly because I didn't even want to go to the school that I went to. All of the teachers were teaching, might as well have been online school, love. The experience was not great. So having that plus the pressure from my home life, as well as the fact that I was in the band at the time, It was so much at once. It was so much at once. My senior year, my band director ended up leaving for another job, and so did my percussion instructor. And my percussion instructor was a lot closer to me because I did play in percussion. But it was like, so y'all just gonna dip? You know what I'm saying? And that was the moment I began really just letting loose. I was like, you know what? School is just not what I thought it was gonna be. Bump the school stuff. Like, I was just doing whatever I had to do to get out. Get out of that school, get out of my living conditions. And going through all of this, I found myself in consistent do mode. Never once did I create space for myself to just sit and be. You know, I was always in my do, always in my masculine, always in my make it happen, always in my something's got to happen for me. And it's like, girl, calm down. You know what I mean? I look back on these situations and I realize now that I have the space to, that my anxiety, though it's triggered by different things, it stems from disrupting my peace for people who don't even prioritize theirs. And this led me to tap into my self-discipline. So as I began to find myself in a place of recognizing who I was, I knew it was about time to get right. And so I got to the point where I was like, nah, something's got to shake for me. I've got to be willing to do what it takes to get it. And like I said, at some point I came to the conclusion that doing what it takes to the point of depletion is not the move. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you resting? Rest is a requirement. When was the last time you cleansed your environment? When was the last time you learned something new? When was the last time you stimulated every aspect of your experience? I think we can really all agree that at some point in our time, we have failed to cater to ourselves. In whatever aspect that may be, we have all been there, okay? Some of y'all going back, but it's okay. It's okay. All right. Me too. There's been plenty of moments in my life where I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm going through the situation. I done made it through the situation. Okay, here go the situation again. Why the situation pop back up? It's some lessons that we didn't really learn the first time. That's okay. Okay. Life is a circle. We go all the way through it. Sometimes you ain't let yourself cry. You ain't let yourself feel it. You ain't let yourself really feel your feelings through that situation. And through feeling your feelings, you'll be able to find the root of what it is. You'll be able to find the root of what's making you so upset. What is triggering you about this situation. So with this, I decided to begin breaking down for myself the aspects of my life and how I nourish them, and if I nourish them at all. So I went with intellectual, social, spiritual, emotional, physical, environmental, and financial. Now I got big Cap energy in my chart. Okay? Big Capricorn energy. Your girl loves some organization. So when I was able to break down my life on a piece of paper, it really helped me to bring a lot of clarity to my situation, to like take everything that was in my head and put it out on paper. And definitely be sure to let me know which aspect you don't even got to think about, okay? Because you already know, you like, nope, I have not been reading my books. Nope, I have not been working out. You already know the tea, and it's fine. Like I said, we all not necessarily backslide. Don't keep thinking to yourself, oh, I'm going backwards, love. You are taking the exact journey that you are supposed to. But be sure to let me know over on my IG page at My Intuition Speaks Patois. Now, there comes a time that our old routines just don't fit anymore. And that is more than okay. Okay? Progression is the plan. We just prefer to focus on the speed, you know, which messes with us. It definitely messes with me sometimes, because when I want something, at first I go all out. And that's probably the time I have the most energy, the most ideas towards that new goal. But as time goes by, I experience more doubt. The more time I let pass by, and then I start beating myself up about the fact that I didn't even start. And it's like, girl, calm down. Because if you don't take your time, time is going to take you, and not by the hand, sweetie. So I started taking another look at the way that I was doing things, and it really allowed me to make room for new things I was ready for. And it also allowed me to let go of straggling energy that lingered around me. Okay, so some of the goals that I had set for myself were like reading for 30 minutes every day, working out in moderation, checking up on my friends more, meditating more, checking my budget much more often. For me personally, I'm always making a budget. I can make a budget every day if I really wanted to, but do I ever look back at it? No. So I've been implementing that as well. I've just been doing my best to stimulate every aspect of my experience, making sure that I'm not depleting myself or neglecting myself, because the truth is we just forget sometimes. It's like going a whole day so focused on one thing that you forget to eat. Like, it's moments like that. We just have to sit back and ask ourselves, am I in a place to do, or am I in a place to receive? Because it's easy to get caught up in the fact that there's a million things to do, but in the midst of rest, that's where we find a billion things to receive. On every road trip, you have got to stop for gas. So if you don't find the time to fill your cup, who's going to pour into that business that you're trying to create? Who is going to pour into that child that you are guiding through life? You must replenish yourself. You're the main character. And without you, the story can't go on. If you say that things are bad, guess what? Things are bad because you are in control of how your life is orchestrated. So what are you rushing for? I have so many moments that I get caught up in this thing called time, like thinking I have to get things done on my clock in my order. But divine timing is always at work. There are things that are completely for you, and they are just not for you right now. It's because you're in the midst of becoming who you need to be in order to take care of that desire. If your desire has not shown up yet, baby, change yourself. Upgrade yourself. There's a reason that what you want is not attracted to you. Figure that out. Work on that. Build that strength. And what you want is going to be like, okay, hold on. I see you making a little space for me. And it's going to pull up. For real. That's why men come back months later or years later after you've made a new life for yourself. That's why your old job is calling you, even though they treated you like crap. Baby, you are a magnet. It's just time for you to start learning how to harness that energy so you can attract what you really want. Fight for yourself. The way that your past is trying to make itself your present. Okay? Nourish yourself in a way that caters to you. Don't do what other people are doing just because that's what they doing and that's what they posting on Instagram. Okay? Listen to yourself. Listen to your body so you can hear the clear difference of when your ego is trying to have a say-so and when your intuition is trying to lead you the right way. Read more, sleep more. Exercise. Go get that money. Clock out. Don't stay for overtime sometimes. Okay, baby? I know you're trying to push yourself. I know you're trying to save. But listen to your body. Okay? Your leg been telling you 4 hours that it's been ready to clock out and you trying to do OT? It's like, no. Don't do that. Take whatever money you do save and put that towards your desires. And be the one to make things happen for yourself. Okay? Friends are a blessing, but nobody is going to have your back like you are going to have your back. And that's why it's important for you to be looking out for yourself. Recognize when you are overworking yourself. Recognize when you're making your to-do list too long. Stop yourself from moving from your ego. Tap into your energy. Know yourself. Master your energy so you can be open to the fact that there's always something to learn. Just like how I was saying, life is a circle, baby. Even if you go through this one situation, you might bump into a situation that's exactly like the last one with a new set of people. You just got to prove to the universe, prove to yourself that you can do it. I did it the first time. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to show you I could do it again. I'm going to show myself I could do it again. You see what I'm saying? When you master your energy, you'll be able to discern when it's time to make moves and when it's time to be still. Caterpillars have to cocoon before they transform, and seeds grow underground before you see anything on the surface. So stop rushing time. Okay? Look at the world. Look at the world. Don't you think things are moving fast enough? Find time to sit with yourself. Find your center. Be at peace so that peace can spread. At the end of the day, at the end of it all, we are a collective. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this episode because I really enjoyed making it for you. Please don't forget to leave a comment if you enjoyed this episode. And if you aren't already, Definitely follow me over on my IG. That is where I leave our shadow work questions for the day. Every episode, I leave shadow work questions for you to sit down and reflect. It also gives you an opportunity to sit with yourself and recognize those areas of your life that you're allowing to take over you. And you are the main character, love. It's about you. Don't let any situation in your life overwork you or make you feel like you are less than. You are the main character. Guidance.